Coming up, with the government shutdown, how can the funding for food banks be affected, and what is at risk for the UTRGV food pantry?
So if it continues past 2 months, we may have a shortage of food all across the country for food banks, and that's very scary.
Plus, UTRGV Athletics unveils a plaza to the Atrium Fieldhouse, a tribute to late basketball coach Lew Hill.
And the Department of Theater at UTRGV gets ready to perform its latest musical for the public during the last days of October.
KVAQ-TV starts now.
Good morning, vaqueros. I'm Dayton Trevino.
And I'm Desiree Villanueva. Today is Monday, October 20th, and this is the 8th fall edition of KVAQ-TV.
Let's look over to our top story.
As the government shutdown continues, departments and organizations such as the Feeding America program could face a halt in funding, an outcome that can affect the UTRGV food pantry. Alec Rodriguez with the story.
The UTRGV food pantry serves both the Edinburgh and Brownsville campus, distributing food for students. Although the food pantry isn't funded directly through the government, it poses a risk since a majority of its resources are purchased from the Food Bank of the RGV. The Food Bank of the RGV serves the Hidalgo, Willacy, and Cameron counties to aid people in need of food. The organization relies on volunteers, donations, government funds, and companies to help them receive food for distribution. Director of Grants and Government Relations at the Food Bank, Omar Rodriguez, explains how it can be affected by the shutdown.
If the shutdown continues, then it takes another about 2 months or so for our reimbursements to come in. So if it continues past 2 months, we may have a shortage of food all across the country for food banks, and that's very scary.
Rodriguez says the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program could also be affected and explains that SNAP has received its fundings for October, but by the end of the month, people could potentially not see the funds transmitted to their EBT Lone Star card.
One thing that could happen is instead of giving out 30 pounds of food for a family, it might be 25 pounds or 20 pounds. So we might have to give less food out to kind of ration that out, but hopefully we don't get there.
Earlier this month, the organization shared a post on social media requesting donations for the most needed food items, such as cereal, canned fruit, rice, pastas, and canned vegetables. If food becomes limited, the Food Bank of the RGV will be asking the community for help to donate food or money so that they can continue to provide for communities.
And we're just hoping that the community really rallies together to make sure that families, especially, there's a lot of working families that just have never encountered hunger before. We're serving 93,000 people on a weekly basis in our network, just in the 3 counties. So that's us along with our partner agencies, about 275 partner agencies and distribution points.
For more information on how you can donate or receive resources, contact the Food Bank of the RGV at 956-682-8101 or visit them at 724 North Cades Boulevard in Fall. For the UTRGV Student Pantry, call 956-665-3663 or go in person at the University Center Room 114 on the Edinburgh campus, or at Casabella Clubhouse on the Brownsville campus. For KVAQ-TV in Edinburgh, Alec Rodriguez.
Early voting starts today. Where to vote and what is on the ballot. Jasmine Espinoza with the details.
Early voting runs from October 20th to October 30th, and voters in both Hidalgo and Cameron counties will have 17 statewide propositions on the ballot. A few out of the 17 state of Texas propositions for Cameron County and Hidalgo County include Proposition 1, providing a creation of a permanent funding for the capital needs of educational programs offered by the Texas State Technical College System, and Proposition 16, the constitutional amendment clarifying that a voter must be a United States citizen. Cameron County Elections Administrator Remy Garza says the elections department will have 22 polling locations throughout Cameron County.
During early voting, we have 22 early voting locations spread throughout Cameron County, ranging from South Padre Island over to La Feria, Brownsville, and all the cities in between. Generally, they're going to be open from 9 to 6 on the weekdays and 10 to 5 on the Saturday and Sunday. And then the last 2 days, we'll actually have 12 hours of voting, and they'll be open from 8 to 8.
Multiple government positions are also up for election in accordance to each city. In Hidalgo County, Edinburg residents will have the opportunity to vote for their next mayor, featuring candidates Johnny Garcia, Richard Molina, Jonathan Salinas, and Omar Ochoa. Hidalgo County Elections Administrator Hilda Salinas says the county will have 29 polling locations. There are 7 approved forms of identifications voters can take: U.S. military ID card, U.S. passport, Texas driver's license, Texas identification, election identification certificate, Texas handgun license, and United States citizenship certificate with photo. Garza says he has seen a slight increase in voter registration for this upcoming election in Cameron County.
We've been slowly increasing our voter registration throughout Cameron County. We currently sit about 236,000, but we're still processing applications that came in between July and October. So hopefully by the end of this election, we'll be very close to 237,000 registered voters.
The University of Texas Rio Grande Valley will host an on-campus polling location for UTRGV students, faculty, and staff. Early voting and election day for Hidalgo County voters will be on the Edinburg Student Academic Center lobby. Election day voting for Cameron County will be held on the Harlingen Clinical Educational Building, Auditorium Room 1.100. If residents are over 65, have a disability, or any circumstances that make them ineligible to vote in person, voters can request to vote by mail or by voter curbside. For more information on where you can vote, visit your county elections office website or Vaquero Vote for UTRGV. Election day is November 4th.
The city of Harlingen opened multiple new drainage projects at the start of the fiscal year. Ian Juarez has the story.
I'm here at Secluded Acres, and behind me is one of the new drainage project sites the city has opened up. Construction for 4 drainage projects began earlier this month, aimed to prevent floods like the one Harlingen faced in March. An article by the National Weather Service shows how Cameron County got hit the hardest in the record-breaking March flood compared to the rest of the valley. Harlingen Public Works Director Chris Torres says the March flood was a driving force for drainage efforts in the city.
Back in March, we received 22 plus inches of rain, and this area got anywhere between 2 and 4 feet of water into their homes. The city of Harlingen has suffered a few rain events this year where it has taken a toll on certain neighborhoods, especially like the one that we're working on right now, which is Secluded Acres.
Torres says the projects are in the best interest of residents, as the city moves its equipment to not interfere with the lives of those living near project sites. The aim of the projects is to widen ditches at key points where flooding may affect residents harshly.
And so ultimately the end goal is to make sure that if we retain a lot more water in the ditch, there's less water in the street or in their homes. And so right now, when we're working on Secluded Acres, we should be done with this project in about, I would say, 4 to 5 weeks.
Starting with the project in Secluded Acres, the city is using its own resources as well as working with El Clavo Lumber, a contracting company, to work on these draining projects in areas previously affected by the floods. Torres says the city has drainage projects planned for the next 4 to 5 years if weather permits. For KVAQ-TV in Edinburg, Ian Juarez.
This week on KVAQ Sports, we visit UTRGV's newly unveiled atrium plaza and the significance of who it's dedicated to.
The unveiling came with a press conference, followed by the public's first look at the newly renovated facility, one that marks a significant moment in the university's athletic history. The design includes a brand new box office team store, concession stand, upgraded restrooms, a dedicated Hall of Fame, and Hall of Honor area to celebrate Vaquero history. Fans attending basketball and volleyball games will now enter through the Lew Hill Memorial Plaza, a tribute to the late men's basketball head coach, Lew Hill. Senior Vice President of Athletics, Chase Conk, said this was a way of honoring Coach Hill.
We've invested this for you. We've invested this for our fans. We've invested this certainly for our student athletes. We've invested in this for our coaches. But what also makes today very, very special is that we get to honor Coach Hill. Coach Hill was an unbelievable man. For those of you that had a chance to get to know him, he left us way too soon. He was a great mentor to the young men that he coached. He was a fearless competitor. He loved the game, but it was much more than just basketball.
Coach Hill, who passed away in February 2021 at age 55, led the Vaqueros to new heights during his 5 seasons. He guided the team to its first NCAA Division I postseason win in 2019 and earned national recognition, including the 2021 WAC Coach of the Year and several other major coaching honors. In his 5 seasons as head coach, Hill earned 67 wins, the 5th most in program history, and helped put UTRGV basketball back on the national radar. But to those who knew him best, Hill was remembered as not just a coach, but as a mentor, a family man, and a leader who inspired those around him both on and off the court. Coach Hill's wife, Renee Hill, spoke on behalf of his honor.
Thank you all so very much for this honor. He's definitely deserving, if I say so myself. The entire staff, all of you coaches, everyone that went in to make this happen today, amazing. Thank you so much. And I just want to say none of this will be possible without God. None of it.
As the ceremony concluded, fans toured the new facility, a space that now stands as a modernized home for UTRGV athletics and a lasting symbol of Coach Hill's impact for the university.
Hey Vaqueros, I'm Ian Juarez, and welcome back to another KVAQ Sports Update. Coming off their bye week, Vaqueros football returned to action Saturday afternoon against number 18, Lamar. The matchup took place at Pravas Umphrey Stadium as the Vaqueros look to improve on their strong 5-1 start to the season. Full results are available at GoUTRGV.com. The UTRGV cross-country teams competed at Texas A&M's Arturo Barrios Invitational, where the women's team earned a top 20 finish with 3 runners in the top 100 and 5 personal bests. Now they prepare for the Southland Conference Championships on October 31st in Louisiana. UTRGV men's tennis wrapped up a competition at the ITA Texas Regional hosted by Texas A&M. The Vaqueros face top Division I programs from across the state, competing for a chance to advance to the NCAA championships. And UTRGV women's soccer showed a great fight last Thursday, earning a 2-2 draw against the Coles after an early goal and red card setback. That's your KVAQ Sports Update. For more scores and highlights, visit GoUTRGV.com.
A psychosexual trip and crazy terrors await audiences in Richard O'Brien's The Rocky Horror Show by UTRGV Theater.
This new production will run in the Albert L. Jeffers Theater from October 23rd to the 31st.
Victor Ortega with the story.
That's like the fun of it, is getting to join the characters in this weird like world that this mansion is.
Dare to enter Dr. Frankenfurter's mansion in The Rocky Horror Show, the latest musical from the Department of Theater. With live music and dancing, the show is based on the original 1972 stage production, as theater lecturer and show director Richard Edmondson explains.
So, The Rocky Horror Show is the musical stage version of the show. Most people are familiar with the film, but this is not the film, so it is a little different.
The show is set to feature suggestive sexual content and adult themes, with special measures taken to ensure the safety of the performers.
We've taken on an intimacy coordinator as well, so she helps out with the intimate moments of physical touch on stage, right, to make sure everything is kosher.
Edmondson describes the work behind the scenes as fun and a great opportunity for students interested in the field to develop the skills they learn in class. Theater sophomore Tanner Mott plays Dr. Frankenfuter, one of the main characters of the show who follows the crazy scientist stereotype from early horror films.
He's a very crazy, sexual, seducing kind of guy.
Mott says taking on the role has been a demanding but amazing experience.
I've had a lot of fun getting into the character's shoes or heels in this case. This role is definitely a big task to take, especially because the role is so iconic. The movie's been around for 50 years now.
Theater senior and set designer Elena Ledesma is leading the work behind the creation of the stage. Ledesma says the set will feature multiple levels to explore the creativity of the actors and director.
It has a bunch of levels. I really want to give Dr. Richard Edmondson a bunch of levels so he can work with his actors and have this different type of styles that he can create with.
The show will start its run October 23rd, with tickets available for UTRGV students, faculty, and staff online and in the box office for $10. Tickets for non-UTRGV affiliated members of the public will sell for $20. Students have free admission to the dress rehearsal on the 22nd as the cast and crew prepare for the final steps before the show officially starts. Halloween night will feature a special performance, as it's the only show where the audience can participate with costumes, callings, and props to join in on the terrible fun of Frankenfuter's mansion. For KVAQ-TV in Edinburgh, Victor Ortega.
UTRGV kicks off homecoming week today with a full schedule of events planned ahead. This week's festivities start with the first homecoming block party at 2 p.m. today on the Brownsville campus Student Union lawn. Arts, crafts, and music can be expected for students to enjoy. Today also marks the start of the Touchdown for Good canned food drive competition. The competition will be held Monday through Thursday on both campuses, challenging students, clubs, and university departments to donate as much canned food as they can. On Tuesday, the homecoming block party comes to the Edinburgh Chapel lawn
once again at 2 p.m. That same day, the Vaquero Games will begin in Brownsville. Hosted by University Recreation, the games will be a series of fun fitness challenges with a reward of 50 V-Bucks on the line. That event will start at 1 p.m. on the Beeston lawn. The Vaquero Games will come to the Edinburgh campus the next day on October 22nd at 3 p.m. at the University Recreation. Also Wednesday is the Vaquero Stampede, a Brownsville campus exclusive event where students can choose from a variety of Vaquero-themed stamps to personalize. The Vaquero Stampede is from 1 to 3:30 p.m. at the Brownsville main building patio. Only one homecoming event takes place this Thursday, and that's the wrapping of the letters. Students on the Edinburgh campus can visit the ballroom lawn at 2 p.m. and wrap up the UTRGV letters ahead of its burning the following day. Speaking of which, the burning of the letters is set for 7 p.m. Friday at the Edinburgh Fieldhouse. Homecoming week comes to a close this Saturday with UTRGV's first ever homecoming football game against Incarnate Word. Students will be able to participate in the homecoming student game day experience starting at 2 p.m. Wow, that is a lot of events to celebrate homecoming with.
It is. I'm very excited to join every single one of them.
You know, speaking of events, I heard today is a very special day, and on behalf of all KVAQ-TV staff, we'd like to wish you a very happy birthday, Desiree.
Thank you, Dathan, and thank you for watching Vaqueros. Make sure to catch our next newscast at 8:30 a.m. Monday, October 27th on VCast monitors and select social medias.
For KVAQ-TV, I'm Dathan Tervino.
And I'm Desiree Villanueva.
V's up!